Alright, today I want to show you guys how to make, I don't know, a basic, easy carbine for any revolver with just like parts I have laying around my house. You might have laying around yours too, I don't know, in your collection. But it'll work on the Torpedo Revolver, the HDR-50, the TR-50, the HDR-68, the TR-68 from Umarex. This here's the mercuryized Torpedo Revolver. Yeah, pretty much you can set it up so it's pretty much a toolless assembly, and you can take everything, strip it right down to the pistol without any tools. But that's with these clamps. On the other side, you got these knobs like this, but I removed them and I put small little nuts on there just to keep it nice and flat and clean because it's just so bulky on the other side. On this side here, see if you can see right there. I had the little bolts and stuff. I could always cut these bolts down too, but then I won't be able to put the knobs on really. I can take a little bit off and put the knobs back on, but anyways, so if I use the knobs, pretty much all this will come apart. Take that off. Yeah, I also got, it's an old threaded tuning run from this YouTube channel I seen years ago, long before, not long before, it was just before I found Home Defense 24 and their tuning runs. But this one actually has a rifle tip on it. Anyways, so yeah, what I would do is, now I have to just kind of loosen these here. There, wait, you know what? Yeah, because if I use those other knobs, I don't need the tools. I can pretty much strip this whole thing down. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys recognize this, but this here is the piece I cut off the handguard from my TC68 when I made that little shorty. So yeah, this is the stock the handguard piece that actually works perfect for this. Yeah, on here basically I have this, one of those magazine, I don't know, these Glock type pistol holder type grips. I got one of those on, if you can see, in a laser light and a grip. And this is just like one of those Picatinny rails right here. If you can see, it goes down to here and it just clamps there. It's not a full clamp all the way down. So I just got 1, 2, 3 items connected to it. So basically, if you just take those knobs, like on the back of the scope, I have them down here somewhere. I'm not going to dig them out. But it's these little knobs right there. Those big knobs. See right there? These guys? Yeah, just there's too many of them on the other side. It just adds too much. But, yeah, so if you put those back on, this just comes off with those. And then this here's a clamp. It's an old clamp, just like that, a Picatinny rail. I cut the Picatinny off, and same thing, I just left the knobs. So it's good for clamping this, but... Oh, we'll go this way. So yeah, perfectly will line these up. And it like literally locks it down to the point where you can hold on to it. It doesn't look like it, but it does. Anyway, I'll get to that after when I put it back together. Yeah, so just same thing, our scope, got the knobs, take that off. And then this here will just twist out too, so I'm not going to twist that out because I have Teflon tape on it. But that'll twist off, no problem, no tools. The only thing you would need a tool for is to remove the rail, but we don't need to remove that rail. And you notice here, that's not the magazine. I'll show you some cool mods I did on here too. Yeah, I took two magazines and got them side by side, and I kind of bonded them together using a type of Gorilla Glue, an impact Gorilla Glue. But what I noticed down in there is just these little holes that come through. I can see them. So when you fire a shot, it's going to blow a lot of air through. And these don't cycle properly, I noticed, compared to the stock mags. But anyways, the stock mag, it has these dimples. If you notice here, yeah, here's the stock mag. So if you notice, I poured them with resin. You can see in there, that's resin. I backfilled them. See that? Well, anyways, these slots were horrible, because if you can see right there, that ring, well, when this magazine was in, you can actually see that ring right there through the slot, these little grooves like that. And then when you pull the barrel out like that, you could actually, like there, see that? When you push that in and pull the barrel out, you could see into the barrel, so right through the side. So every time you fired a shot, especially with the HPA, boof, I was getting a gust of, like, just crazy gust hitting me in the face. So I was definitely losing power in my shots. I was actually expecting, I think I got 50 or 60 joules with a long brass barrel, but I was expecting more around 90. Like I was saying what I would have gotten with an HDR, but I think that pressure leak was bad. So anyways, I want to see if this, see how it's all nice and flush here, level, so when it goes in here. There, now I can't see it no more. If you can see right there, you can't look down into the crack and see that barrel no more. So I'm hoping that that's going to eliminate that big gust of wind coming back and keep all that pressure straight down the barrel. I've even got a stronger spring in here around this. This here's muzzle, it's threaded. I got it from this Asian guy on, he had a nice video about them years ago. It was before I ever seen HD24, or I don't even know if HD24 was out back then. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, same thing with the barrel. You can unscrew that. That'll come off too. So everything, this comes off. Yeah, all I got here is just, this is actually a close range scope. It's just a 1.25, so it's not much more different than a red dot. It's got barely any zoom on it. Yeah, and I got a little red dot here that come with my A4P full auto from Crossman. I got that mounted on there. And then we just put that back on here. Put any optics you want on. You don't have to put anything. But I like this because it has a really nice reticle. It's really close range reticle. Lights up too if I need it to, which I don't. And then yeah, you just cut your Picatinny rail. That's all that is, just a Picatinny rail. See it? It goes down to about there. Like $19 on Amazon. They got the two big knobs here, which I reduced down to just a couple little nuts. And I'm going to actually shave some of this bolt down a little bit. And then, yeah, I got my favorite laser light. This thing's pretty cool. Strobes. Strobe laser. It's got the strobe light and flat. Strobe. Put both at the same time. Yeah, very nice. So, we just put this back on. Actually, we'll put our grip back on for our handguard. One second, I'm just going to stand this up for a sec. Okay, so There, now you can pick it up. See that? No problem. Just that little thing locks it on good. Yeah, but anyways, now you got that. See, just the other side's a lot cleaner looking than these knobs. But see, that's how easy it is to attach a handguard to any revolver. Even the HDPs, the TP50, you can attach a handguard the same style. Yeah, now we got this little jerry rig. And it's going to go on right after this. I just painted a lot of this too, so it's kind of soft. But there. Now you can clean a little plastic out in here, and then you can put like a thin suppressor in. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. See, on this side is a lot cleaner. It's just got these little flat kind of divots or rivet type things. I don't know, permanent bolt or whatever. But yep. That's it, guys. Got your barrel here. This is a nice little shorty right here. We're going to hit it with the HPA. I've got an air chamber I'm going to stick in front of this. Oh, I also got this drilled out. If you want to see, I have another video. I had to drill the valve out for HPA because it was just like a permanent one for CO2 that you can't really remove. So I kind of drilled all the way up through there. Right up to around here where my finger is. There's a little hole. I'm actually going to widen that. I got it's about... oh, I don't know, maybe 5-6 millimeters. I'm going to drill it to about 8 millimeters. And then that way, when we don't have a 12 gram CO2 in here, it's a big open air chamber, so it'll be able to allow that air to pass really quick. Where is it? I have another little guy right here somewhere. Where is that thing? Anyways, yeah. I don't know where that is. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much it. You can do it with all the HDRs work too. Yeah, like I said, you can put any grip, any furniture you want. This is my little cool little setup. But where's my air chamber? I just had it. Oh, there it is. It's behind me on the wall. Huh. Anyways, you'll see it. I'm going to make a video when I shoot this. Unfortunately, I don't have a long enough barrel. I might put a brass barrel in. That way I can get some nice power off of it. We'll see what happens. But I want to see if this makes any difference. Because every time you fire, it just blows a shitload. And the HDRs don't do that. Like you may think it does, but it doesn't. The HDRs hardly loses any pressure at all in there. This thing here is on another level. It just blasts you back in the face. Otherwise, I think it would convert to more power. Because instead of the 60 joule video I did with this, with that long brass barrel, I think it would have been more closer to 90. But anyways, yeah, because it was the same length as my 90 joule HDR setup, so I was expecting the same results. But, yeah, I just hope this works here. That's pretty much it for this, guys. This is just a simple, cheap video of all these little parts I had laying around. Like these extra Picatinny rails, riser rails, stuff you may already have in a junk box, 4 grips, different types of grips. You can put anything you want on. Take your laser off any weapon, any scope you like. You just pretty got to get an adapter. This is from Sterling Self-Defense. Yeah, he makes nice adapters for this Torpedo Revolver. Yep, that's it, guys. You all stay safe. Take care as always.